Hello, everyone. This is Bill M. Moore coming to you from my home office in Pearland, Texas. Today, I want to talk to you about Instagram. In particular, hashtags that you use on Instagram. In probably the last 3 or 4 months, it's been real critical that you pay attention to the hashtags that you're using on your post. In particular, you don't want to use the same ones multiple times. In other words, don't use the same hashtags on every post. I found that out the hard way. I got some of my posts were shadow banned, and I didn't even know what shadow banning was all about. But I did do some checking, and I have a resource that I have added to this discussion that will show you the status of your hashtags. There's 2 trains of thought. One is that you need to have anywhere from 10 to 15 hashtags and no more. The other thought is to have total amount that you can have, which is 30. Now, hashtags actually provide information that people can search for your particular hashtag. So the more hashtags you use, the greater search capability that you'll have. Now, the other thing that you need to be aware of, since you don't want to use the same hashtags on every post, you need to develop a list of hashtags. The fastest way to develop a list of hashtags is to use other people's hashtags. I will show you a couple different ways that you can do this, and you can generate lists of hashtags very rapidly. And you need to keep your list updated probably a couple times a week, because you need to keep changing your hashtags. Don't use the same ones all the time. If you use the same ones all the time, you'll end up getting shadow banned, and Instagram does not like that. And they will not show your content to as many people. So, stay tuned, and I'll show you a couple tricks that you can develop your list of hashtags very rapidly using other people's hashtags. Before we get started with this section, I want to state a disclaimer. Everything I'm going to show you, I do on my desktop, not on my smartphone. I use my desktop on Instagram because I like to have a standard keyboard where I can actually see the keys and everything. With that said, we're going to start off by looking at somebody's Instagram account. And as you can see, I have selected Kim Garst. She's an online business strategist. She's a best-selling author. She's been on Instagram and Facebook for some time. Now, you can search in the search bar for anybody that has an Instagram account. You can put their name in here and find their account. This is how you find people that are in your niche. Anyway, what we're going to take a look at is the hashtag Kim uses. So for example, I'm going to click right here, brings up this post, and now I can scroll down and you can see her hashtags right here. What is interesting is you need to take a look and see if she uses the same hashtags on all her posts. If you do, or if she does, you will get, eventually you'll get shadow banned. One of the things you need to do is use different hashtags on your post. Don't use the same ones all the time, because that will get you in trouble. So what we can do, we have a little arrow right here. If I click on this arrow, I'll bring up the next post. So all I do is scroll down, look at the hashtags, and you can see the hashtags are different. Okay, let's go back to the first one. If you were doing hashtag research on Instagram and Kim happens to be in your niche area of interest, what you can do is you can copy these hashtags and put them in either a notepad or a Word document. I use Microsoft Office, and I have been for more than 25 years. So I just open up a Word document, and I'll take these and drop them in. What is of interest is we can take a look at these hashtags. Now let's double click on success, and look what happens. 49 million posts have the hashtag success. Here's how you can find other people's account by doing just what I just did. And you can see we have the top post. I think there's 9 of them. Yeah, there's 9 of them. And then the next section is the most recent right here. So what we're doing is looking at the most, actually not the most, but the top post. So we'll double click there, and there it is. Scroll up and look at the hashtags that this person is using. You can see that they have hashtags, but here's the little trick. You can click on their Instagram name. You go to their account. You can take a look at their account. You can see how many followers they have. You can see basically what they are about, and then you can take a look at their post. We're interested in their hashtag. So you can see that you can rapidly copy these hashtags real quick and put them in a document, and then you can do more research on the hashtag. That's one way you can do this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up, go back to Kim. Okay, now here's another trick on finding hashtag. There is a site that you can check shadow banning, and it is this site right here. It's Tribber.com, and what I will do is I'll put this link down in the description. You go back, the name that you're interested in, just type it, username in, and hit analyze, and it's going to analyze the last 10 posts that person has put up. What's of interest in doing this way, this tool will do the analysis to see if she has anything that's shadow banned or not. You can see that she does not. Now, I've noticed by using this tool that you'll run into a problem every once in a while that they'll skip this post because there's no hashtag. And I've gone back in there and looked at this, and there are hashtags there. For some reason, this tool is not picking them up. And I don't know why. But you can use this approach, and you can look real quick to see if she is repeating her hashtag. Well, you can see the first one has quite a few, but down here she starts off with the same series, but she doesn't use all the hashtags that she did up here. Now this one's completely different. Now, one thing I don't understand is number 1 and number 2, because what you'll run into, I'll show you, if I click on number 1 hashtag, it's going to bring it up. 63 million posts with the hashtag number 1. Number 1 what? Well, let's take a look. Top post, scroll up, day number 1. You can see right now that using number 1 or number 2, you're going to get all kinds of different posts that you're totally not interested in. So you have to be careful. So let me back up. How come I can't back up? It's not letting me back up. Well, let me do this. Let me go. Oh, there it is. That will work. But if you double click on any of these hashtags, you'll go to the Instagram page and find out more. Like success. Now, success is a very broad hashtag. So you would expect millions and millions, and you do. You have 40 to 49 million just on the word of success. But you can look at the top post. This one's got 852 likes and 24 comments. So we can go and take a look and check out their hashtags. So you can see what they're doing. Now, you can also click on the name here and take a look at their account and get more information. So by using these a couple tools, you can generate lots and lots of hashtags very quickly. And then you can go through the list and throw out the ones that are not really connected to your niche. Now, the other thing is I've got another tab up here opened, and it's all hashtag.com. I believe it's a .com. And again, I'll put this in the description. But you can type in, let's type in internet business. Or internet marketing, that'd be good. And I want the top, not the random or live. I want the top. It will generate a list. Now this tool, it's free, but you can see how many hashtags it's just generated real quick. Now the problem with this is you have internet marketing in Thailand. Are you interested in that? You probably are not. So you have to be careful. You have to go through this list and throw out the ones that don't make any sense to you. You can scroll down. Here's the best similar tags. You can look at those. You can copy them. Again, if you're doing a research on like internet marketing, I would copy all of these and put them in a Word document, then go in there and delete the ones that don't make any sense as to what you're following. And if you scroll down, there's all kinds of other things you can do in here. Now, there's a generator in here where you can generate a whole bunch of stuff. You can generate more hashtags to get more followers. So we can click there. And I'm not exactly sure where we go. Do we go here? No, that looks like an ad. And here you can get top 100. A couple words about using very general hashtags. Like, I didn't know what TBT stood for, but what that stands for is Throwback Thursday. Now, you'll find a bunch of Instagram accounts are using this, but they'll have this on a image of, I don't know, of a dog or something. But for some reason they use the TBT hashtag. The problem is that particular hashtag has over 300 million pages out there. So it's not really specific to your niche. It's a general topic. What I want to do is, let me go back right here. I want to make a point. The number one hashtag is love. If you scroll down, let me see if I can find it quickly. Love, right here. What does that tell you? 1.6 billion posts. And you can see the top posts right here. They're all kinds of different things. So if you had a niche in home-based business and you put love as one of your hashtags, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's not congruent with what you're trying to do. So you don't want to use the common hashtags. What you really want is a list of hashtags that are very specific for your niche. You have to concentrate on that. And it takes time to generate that list. I showed you 2 or 3 different ways where you can find out information very quickly. And what you need to do is generate a list. One other point I want to make is the fact that there is some controversy out there as to how many hashtags you should have on each post. Some people say not more than 12 to 15. Other people will tell you to use all 30. A lot of this has to do with what is the purpose of a hashtag. You're trying to get your particular information in front of more people. My thinking is if you use more hashtags, you're going to have a better possibility of attracting more people to your post. With that said, if you use 30 hashtags on every post and you post 3 times a day, 7 days a week, you're going to need quite a few hashtags. So in the beginning, you may not have 20 or 21 hashtags, but you may have 5 or 6. So you can kind of rotate those around. And as time goes on, what you need to do is start off your hashtags with different hashtags within that group. In other words, if you're going for internet marketing, for example, don't use internet marketing as the #1 hashtag on each of your posts. You can kind of rotate those around a little bit. And the other thing you can do is don't necessarily post 30 of them at a time. Maybe one day, instead of 30, you have 27. So you delete 3 of them real quick. That will make you unique. You have to be different. You have to have a list of hashtags that you add to every day. You build that list. The best way to do it is find people that are in your niche that are well known, for example. This is the philosophy of using other people's hashtags. Find out what other people are doing and then see what hashtags they're using and copy them. And then maybe what you do is you delete 2 or 3 and add a couple new ones or a couple ones that you think are more significant. And you keep developing your list based on that activity. I hope this has been of benefit to you. If it has, please like, share, and comment below. And again, I'll put in the description a list of the tools and web pages that I have talked about. I have a couple other ones that I'll just list down there, and you guys can go down there and play around with them and see how they will help your business. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll have more training from time to time that I'll be posting, and I hope you enjoy this.